Hi, my name is Manisha Chaubal Menon. First was moving to Australia was a big step. At that time, it was more excitement than anything else. We didn't think of, what we were leaving behind. Starting my own voicewear brand was another. What is life without challenges, right? The first one was having a kidney transplant. Second one was losing our 18-year-old son. That was probably the biggest challenge. Inspiration can start very much at home, people right around you. Now, happiness is when I can put a smile on someone else's face. That is real happiness for me. I'm Manisha Chaubal Menon, and this is my story. Hi, my name is Manisha Chaubal Menon, and I'm from India. I was born in India. I'm married to Prakash Menon. We have had 2 children, Rishi and Ritik. Rishi lives in heaven now, and Ritik is here with us. He's 23. And we've been in Australia since 1990, so it's 34 years, more than a lifetime. Lived in Sydney for 10 years and in Melbourne for 24 now.
What do you do for a living?
Currently, so I've had many hats. I've worn many hats. Currently, I work for a financial institution. I work for a bank. Previously, have been an entrepreneur. Another life, I was a hotelier and a retailer.
When and how did you move to Australia?
So it was actually my husband's dream back in the day. He wanted to. I think every Indian cricketer fan's dream was to come to Australia. So he used to watch a lot of these matches and. So when we met, he had applied once and got rejected. Once we got married, he applied again, and maybe lady luck shone on him, and we moved here in 1990. There used to be that priority category those days. I'm not sure what it is now. So being a hotelier, both of us hoteliers worked for Taj in India. So having worked for Taj and being hoteliers, we got a visa within four months. And yeah, we came here. It was a dream for both of us actually to come to Australia. My dream initially used to be America, but I think after I got to know what Prakash wanted to do and seeing everything about Australia then, which was Crocodile Dundee, a lot of it, and cricket matches, that's all we could see. And yeah, we moved here then. Just the 2 of us, no relatives, nothing.
Can you share some highlights of your journey so far?
So I guess first was moving to Australia was a big step. At that time, it was more excitement than anything else. We didn't think of, what we were leaving behind. We were, I suppose, excited for the journey ahead for both of us. So doing my MBA was one. Starting my own voicewear brand was another. Having my own online, it was like an online program. It was called Salam Namaste Australia. I'm not sure if you watched it. I used to anchor it and I was a co-producer. And in between had my kidney transplant, so that was a highlight for me. And then since then, yeah, some other challenges, obviously other challenges came along the way, and life has taken a different turn, but yeah.
Have you faced any significant challenges that change your life's direction?
Yes, I mean, what is life without challenges, right? And after having been through those, I believe God gives challenges to people who can handle them. So the first one was having a kidney transplant in 2012, and that went fine. I'm on fine as far as that is concerned. But a couple of years after that, the second one was losing our 18-year-old son. That was probably the biggest challenge that life threw at us, and yeah.
Can you tell us about your experience with your successful kidney transplant?
Okay, so to share about my kidney transplant, like the summary of that would be, was diagnosed with a kidney disease in which it was, when you get a kidney disease, it's irreparable. Kidney is not something that repairs. Once you start having a damaged kidney, it just goes down. And mine was that. Have no history of it, but I got it for whatever reason. And then I went through a transplant in 2012. And that is when I actually got to experience how good a medical system we have here in Australia. I have to say that. I mean, I really feel blessed but I came across some amazing doctors and nurses and medical professionals through that. And the pre and post care for transplant patients in this country is absolutely amazing. Like, they literally, they literally become so possessive of you. Anything happens, you are taken care of straight away. Like, you just get a fast track ticket to go through the system. And it's been 11 years now, and I still see my doctors regularly. Anything happens, I just give them a call and I get looked after straight away. I also sit on an organization, or rather, it's a body under the federal government. I represent kidney patients or transplant patients on that. A lot of surgeons and doctors sit on that, and they decide on policies in regards to how the transplant, who should get, sort of donated organs. So I sit on that to see, what goes on that side of the, profession. So no, I have to say, I'm fortunate that I was here for my kidney transplant. I couldn't thank the doctors enough.
How did you cope with the loss of your son, who was just 18 years old?
So Rishi finished his VC here, and he wanted to get into film and television production. He got admission into New York Film Academy, the school is based in LA, Los Angeles. So we went to drop him off there. Myself and my younger one Ritik and I went with Rishi to settle him down there. Husband was based in Dubai at stage. And dropped him off, settled him, came back, and within a month's time, on Halloween Eve, he was found on the freeway with no trace of how he got there. And it was like, as a mother's instinct, I wouldn't say fighting, but I was following it up with the police, the New York, LA police, for nearly 2 years. They couldn't find out. They wouldn't tell me what happened. They tried to blame it on him, saying he walked onto the freeway, and I had to literally argue and fight with them to say my son was not born in a third world country. It was shocking, is I suppose a very small word. Our world turned upside down the moment we found out that happened, because it just was unbelievable. And even the way I found out, it's just, they tried to contact me on Facebook Messenger, not over a phone call. They knew he was an Australian student, and they could have easily contacted the embassy in LA. And that is the normal procedure, is that they contact the country's embassy. Then they would have called federal police in Canberra. They would have contacted local and knock on my door. But no, it was like they tried to. I got messages from a couple of Rishi's friends to say that they're getting messages from investigators to say, we have urgent news about, Rishi, can you contact us? So initially I took it as, oh, it's a prank. And I sat the whole night just thinking, okay, maybe he's got abducted, maybe he got kidnapped, because I couldn't get through to him. His phone was turned off. But finally at 5 a.m, I got through to the coroner's office in LA, and they told me, and it was just, I just didn't know how to react. And luckily I have cousins there. I said, you guys just take care of whatever formalities there is. And I hung up the phone, and I just didn't. It was 5 a.m. I couldn't call anybody here. Didn't want to call my parents. My mom had already passed, and just as well, because she probably would not have taken that news. And after that, the news slowly got out. That morning, Rishi, Ritik and I took the flight to LA. I went to see the coroner. They said, no, you can't see the body at all. And I was like, why not? I need to speak to somebody as to, I didn't know what state they found him in. They just said he was found on the freeway. And it was funny that the lady who actually found him first. So this is one of Freeway 101, one of the busiest in US. It was Halloween Eve night, and this, where my son lived, was very close to, it was North Hollywood, because his school was near Hollywood. Everything to do with his profession was there. And someone stopped the lady who stopped the car, because nobody stopped the car. Like, he was in the fastest lane, and this particular person stopped, and then a few other cars stopped, so nobody would go over him. And the cops, I believe, did not even ask for her details, her number, nothing. They just said, you can leave. She waited till the next morning, till it came in the news there. And then she reached out to me via Facebook Messenger to say, I'm the person who found your son. And I was just appalled at the way everything was handled. And that is the reason I actually do not like and do not believe in, US's law and orders at all, because I experienced it as a international student's parent. And when I think about it, a lot of students come to Australia and we hear of things going wrong with them or things happening to them. And I just know exactly what the parents must go through in India. But they tried telling me that your son walked onto the freeway, and I said, that is not going to go down with me. You better find out. But nothing was done. Nothing, no investigation was done. I did it for nearly 2 years, and then it was like you just up against a brick wall. And so we don't have closure on exactly what happened, because he didn't just walk there. Either he got stuck somewhere else, and he was just dropped off. No idea what happened. But it's not a very safe place. I mean, a year later when I went, a journalist, Australian journalist who lives in LA, I met with him, and he was, interviewing me, and he put it on his website as well, the story. He said, I'm a man and I come to LA and I don't feel safe. So I can imagine what, people must think when they come here. It did have a pretty big effect on other parents or friends, my friends who would normally send their kids to US to study. Everybody became so like, oh. And that is one thing I said told everyone. I said, it happened to Rishi doesn't mean it'll happen to everyone. But yes, you just have to be very, very, tell your kids to be very careful of where they go, how they move. So it was a harrowing experience for us. But after that, my focus was on the younger one, on Ritik, because he was at a tender age of 15. So it was like he could have gone either way, and he was in, I think, year 10 at that stage. So I completely left everything, whatever business, work. I just stayed home for the next 2-3 years till he was going through his VC, and he was pretty, I think, badly affected. But I had to hold it together. And fortunately, he did really well in VC. He got very good ATAR 96, and he got into ANU. So he wanted to leave Melbourne for some time. For one of the reasons was he didn't want to be here. We even had to move from the house we were living in, because for him it was like, he said, every moment, every little bit of this house reminds me of Dada, like his brother. So, and for me it was the other way, that I didn't want to leave, but I think I had to keep in mind his mental state. So then, we moved from there.
What advice would you give to someone who's going through similar circumstances?
I guess, every case is different. Sometimes I feel people who, when I look at it, if your child is unwell and then doctors have given you okay, this is the lifespan, and they're not going to live past, then you somewhere inside you prepare yourself that's going to happen. But I just feel no matter how the child passes, it's never easy. You never are prepared for that moment. But what I would say to people is just whatever happens happens for a reason. Just don't crumble because people around you depend on you. Be it your partner, your children, your family, your parents. You have to hold the fort. You have to hold it together. At the same time, I feel one should not keep it within. I chose earlier it used to the emotions were so, they would just be, you would just break down any moment. But now I can sort of control it. I choose when I can let go of my emotions. Just remember that you have to live out your life, because Rishi had only lived for 18 years and 8 months, but he'd achieved so much in that time that, there were about 12 to 1400 people that turned up for his memorial service here at the school. He went to Scotch, so we had his memorial service at Scotch, and we expected 200-300 people, but a lot of public were following that story, so there were that many people, and that made me realize that he had touched so many people in his very short life. And then there are others who can live up to 90 and not have many people at their funeral. So it is. Everyone has a lifespan given to them by one up there, and we don't know how long we're supposed to live for. So as much as I just want to say, no, I want to go to Rishi, I have to live out my life. I have to do what I'm supposed to do, my purpose in life, whatever that is. But and I have to live for the ones that sort of depend on me emotionally, or whatever that is. But yeah, you've got to live out your life. People often say time is you're the best healer, and it is for most of the things, but not when you lose a loved one, when you lose a child. As a parent, because I lost my mom, but she had lived a full life, and I miss her even today. But she had lived a good life, and she lived a long life. She saw through her children, grandchildren, and everything. But to lose a child, it is not something. It's not norm. So yeah, he lived a short life, and I have to live as long as I have to live.
What are your aspirations and goals for the future?
I think I have a few goals. I think like most of us do. I would like to leave behind a legacy, but somewhere where I would have helped somebody. Through what I have been through, and if I can, help somebody else to change and for the better, and that would be my ultimate goal, is just help somebody, even if it's one person, in whichever way, however I do that. And aspiration would be, I think I've become more spiritual since Rishi's passing, so get into a place where I am at peace with myself, and just be a good human being, just make a difference in somebody's life, in however I do it, whichever way I do it.
How do you balance your professional and family life?
Balancing is always it's always a challenge, but now I go for dance, my dance class, which I've been doing for so many years. I do my classical singing, which I used to do, and try and get into some fitness. I love to cook. I love to bake. So I keep myself, and I have a very good set of friends. So I think I keep to that, and that keeps me busy, whatever time I get on the weekends.
In a world often focused on material success, how do you prioritize emotional well-being?
Emotional well-being is, I guess, having been through some challenges in life, have come to realize it is most important to keep your emotions in check. As in, well-being is good. Emotional well-being, if you don't look after yourself, you can become a basket case. And I have seen that happen to people around. So emotional well-being is extremely important, and it is important to keep a good set of friends, must have people you can talk to. And like I said earlier, go and see someone, because unless you bring it out, you will not, it'll stay within you, it'll make you a bitter person or keep you sad all the time. I myself I think I'm an extrovert, so I'll talk to people, I talk a lot, I express a lot. And that's what I find, like in expressing, in writing, talking, I let my emotions out, and that helps me, I think.
Who inspires you the most?
I think when we talk of inspiration, sometimes we start to think of all these big people out there. According to me, inspiration can start very much at home, people right around you. So for me, my dad, my mom, for different reasons till date, I always think of how did they manage life, with 3 daughters, and it was. So they inspire me. My dad inspires me. My mom inspires me, although she's not here. But everything she did then, while she was alive, I think of that. My husband inspires me. He's an absolute go-getter, so he continues to inspire me. He's my biggest cheerleader as well. And Rishi, as long as he lived, he was, when I look at it, he was such a caring person. He made friends with anybody, from like a 2-year-old to 80-year-old. So, that quality in him, I get inspired by that. Younger one, my son, he's so calm. He's such a calm person. And I just wonder how he hasn't got my fiery nature somehow. So, got to learn from him. And people around me, I find I've got friends around me, and I look at them. On social media, you see some people, you start to follow them, And yeah, I really get inspired by women who have come through the hardships and have made it big. And there are some amazing women out there.
What motivates you to keep moving forward?
Motivation for me is to just become a better version of myself every single day, improve on myself every single day. And also, like I said, I would like to achieve my personal goals of fitness, be it whatever, and also to help. It's like before I go, I want to be able to have helped some people to better their life, or and make a difference in their lives.
How do you define success?
Success to me, I guess success means different things to different people. But for me, success is not material. It's not materialistic things. Life has changed, so it has taught me. It's not about me. And I think with age, you also realize. So success to me is somebody who has not been successful just by himself or herself, but they've taken the tribe with them. So if people around them, you see that their tribe, their team has been successful and they have moved ahead, to me that is real success, not becoming a CEO or achieving $10 million or whatever. It is about what difference you've made in people's lives and how you make them feel.
What does happiness mean to you?
I'm sitting here talking to you is happiness for me. No, happiness is when I can put a smile on someone else's face. That is real happiness for me. That if somebody smiles because of me, or if they say that because of you I have been able to do this, that tops everything. This is Manisha Chaubal Menon, and you're watching Good Day India.